So can we go ahead and get started?
Yeah.
Ready? So welcome everybody. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've been using EdPuzzle, and we found that it has really been an asset to our classes. Now I'm trying to get this thing to where there it goes. So can everybody see my screen? Okay. All right. So in order to be counted, so we're going to ask that you put in your first and last name and your CCP email address into the chat, please. So I'm going to keep on. Whoop, there. So I just want to introduce all of us. We're all the four of us here from the Foundational Math Department. Professor Clark, who's going to be speaking, Professor Smith, Dr. Oxter, and then myself, I'm Cynthia Paul. So I know a lot of you, so hi. We want to take a quick poll and just ask, have you used EdPuzzle before? Has anybody used it?
I dabbled in it briefly.
I think we tried to send a poll out. Did it get sent out? Okay, here we go. So it hasn't been responded. All right. So we have 5 responses. Okay, 6. Anybody else? Are those no's then, do you think? Okay, so not too much, not too much experience with it. Okay, so we're gonna keep moving on. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought I was sharing those results. Can everybody see that then? So not too much experience. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing this then. All right, is that new? All right, I'm not gonna relaunch that. Let me turn that off. Let me close that down. So what we're going to talk about today is the 4 of us are going to talk, and I'm just going to give some big picture, like what it is and the benefits about it. Professor Clark is going to be talking about the student perspective and what the student sees. Okay, we switched that around. So Professor Smith's going to be doing kind of the nuts and bolts, and Dr. Oxter is going to be talking about the teacher perspective. So I'm going to be talking about overall what it is. And so I want to start with just saying, what's the problem? So the problem is that what my experience, a lot of us experience, is that you might assign a video to students, but how do you know if they have watched it? And if they've watched it, have they really paid attention? So this is addressing that problem. So what you can really do with EdPuzzle is to make any video your lesson. And so you really can turn the videos into more like active learning. So I have to say, I think it's a really great tool, and I myself really like it. And one of the great things that it really does boost student engagement. A lot of my students have told me they've liked this a lot. And what it forces the students to do, first to slow down and to watch the videos, but also to answer questions in it. And so they have to pay attention, and they're forced to pay attention, and it helps them a lot. It helps them be engaged. What's nice about it is that you can use videos that you make yourself. You can make videos from Zoom or from Screencast-O-Matic, from anywhere, or you can just take videos from the internet or from YouTube. You can do whatever you want, and it all works. Oops, I thought that got taken out. So what happens is you pick the questions, and you can insert them into any video at any place in the video. So I'm just showing you a screenshot of example questions. So this is the name of the video that I have assigned to my students. And then I picked this question right here where it says I embedded this, oops, sorry, this is, I picked this question, -3 + 7. So in this case, it's a multiple choice question, and it's so the students pick the answers that they think is correct. If they want to, they can rewatch the video before they answer it, so they get a chance to do that. And then once they select an answer, the submit button is enabled, and then they pick that, and they get immediate feedback whether it's right or wrong. So it's a great benefit to the teachers because it does offer a way to measure attendance and engagement. They have no choice but to watch it and to be engaged. You assign specific videos and you pick your own curated questions. So what you think that they should be thinking about as they watch the video. You can have as many questions as you want. It could be every 15 seconds, every 30, whatever works for you in your video. You can do open-ended, multiple choice, true, false. And you can also include notes. Just say, like, right now, I want you to think about this. And so it's very, very useful. It's easy to embed it into Canvas. And what's nice about that is that Canvas keeps track of everything. So you can go to Canvas and see what the students answered. The grades go directly into there. You can see if they watch the videos all the way to the end. Which is important. And I consider it to be very teacher friendly. It goes automatically into Canvas and it's very nice. Students feel more engaged. There's no question that students feel more engaged. I often hear that this is one of the best parts of the class because they have to pay attention and it forces them to slow down. They can't just, walk away. They still have to pay attention to it, and it makes it forces them, and they really do tend to like it. That's my experience. I have it so the students earn points, and in my classes that works. I like that they earn points. They like that they earn points. And the best thing is that it's kept track of automatically through Canvas. So in Canvas, all the points go there, the grades go there, and it's very nice for the teacher as well as the student. So just to go back and forth, the pros, it does increase student engagement. It gives you a way of tracking attendance. There's an automatic grading. You have a choice of multiple choice, true, false, or open-ended questions. Also notes. For the paid version, you have an unlimited number of videos, as many as you want. The cons, there's a free version, but you only can have about 20 videos. And there is setup time. So the unlimited version does have a paywall. However, we do have some college funds that are available, and we'll talk more about that later. So I am going to go over to my colleague, Dr. Clark. I'm going to stop sharing. Is that right, Ms. Clark? Dr. Clark? You ready?
Yes. Did anyone have any questions before I go into the student experience?
Oh, I just lost my thing. Hold on. I do. Actually, I do. As you were talking about, do you have to have the students answer questions, or can you just give points for watching videos?
You can give points for just completing the video. You can put nothing in it. You can put notes in it. As long as they get to the end of the video, it will trigger completed.
Okay, so I basically would create an assignment, watch the video, and you get 10 points or 5 points or something like that.
Right.
Because I made all these videos this semester, and I have no idea if they watched any of them.
Yeah,
right.
If they had watched them.
They didn't. I can tell you they didn't watch them.
Well, I know they didn't because of the emails that I've gotten. I know they haven't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mute myself too, but I'm having one of these bad hair days too. But yeah, so that was my big thing when I was watching this. The videos I did are demonstration videos, so it's not really like your multiple choice thing, like what you were showing, Cynthia. But they're more like this is how you download a file. This is how you insert a picture, those kind of things.
Right.
Because since I did Zoom stuff, nobody showed up for the Zoom classes. Yeah. So I just decided to start. I paid for Screencast-O-Matic, which was worth the money, and I just did all these videos. And so I have all these videos for all the chapters. And if this is something that I can use, that I can put in next semester, where I put these videos and then, hey, look, here's an assignment watch the video, get 5 points. It was like 3 or 4 a chapter, get 5 points or whatever. And then that would guarantee that at least I know that they did at least watch it. Whether they paid attention or not, I don't know, but at least they watched it. Okay. So that was
yeah, we have a section. We're going to get a little bit into the nuts and bolts in a little bit. And so maybe that'll answer some more of the specific questions.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the student experience. So I'm just going to share my screen. All right, are you guys able to see that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so more than 65% of students are visual learners. So most of your students are going to be visual learners that you have in your class. And about 95% of your students are watching YouTube on a regular basis. And so that's why this EdPuzzle is so important, not only for yourself as a teacher, but for the students, because they're also familiar with the format of videos on YouTube. And so it makes it easier watching videos for them using EdPuzzle. So EdPuzzle is a helpful way to review material from class. So for example, if you have a test or you have an assignment that you want to give your students, you can upload a video in EdPuzzle and embed questions in it. And the students are able to watch those videos as many times as they want and go through the questions. So that way they have a way of reviewing the material. Students are able to go back and watch videos. So you can have it set up in Canvas where you either have the videos locked so that students can't see it past a certain date, or you can keep your videos open for the entire semester and students can go back and watch the videos for the entire semester. So the first time I used EdPuzzle, I locked my videos after the week so students couldn't go back. And I found students emailing me asking if they could go back to videos from like week 2 or week 3. And so this semester I left it open. They can watch it as many times as they want, but the points are only going to be awarded if they watch it in the time that I assigned the assignment. Also in EdPuzzle, students are given their grade upon completion of the first viewing. So immediately, and I'm going to show that in a second, once a student was to answer a question, they're going to know if they got the answer right or wrong if it's a multiple choice question. If the question is open response, you have to then go back and grade that question for the student. So they're not going to know if they got that question right immediately. So here we have some student testimonials. These are from my class in particular, from some of my students. One said, I feel very much prepared for FNMT 118. However, I believe I have room for more improvement. Watching the weekly EdPuzzle videos has influenced me to watch more on problems I'm having troubles with on YouTube and etc. So you can see just from assigning the weekly EdPuzzle videos, I have students who are then going to YouTube to find more videos for extra help. So it has helped activate their learning. A lot of the students, there's a particular video that I use and his name is Mr. Witt and they really love him. So you can find some really great teachers on EdPuzzle and you can take their videos if it makes sense for you. But you can also upload your own videos if you have videos you've already made. And these testimonials are from Dr. Paul's students. Dr. Paul, do you want to read your students' testimonials?
I just wanted to say that the students really like that. They say it time and time again. So like this student said, I learned from the video modules the most because it was almost like I was being taught lecture style. So I just want to emphasize, and I agree with Professor Clark, it's a positive, it's a win-win. So it's good for teachers and it's good for students.
So you can see we have the same content we're teaching, but we have different students and still they have the same experience. They still love EdPuzzle and they're excited about learning with it. So I did a short video on how I utilize EdPuzzle in my course. So I'm going to play that. Hopefully you're able to hear it.
Hello everyone, it's Professor Clark, and I'm going to show you how a student can view the video. So I'm in Canvas, I've uploaded the video to my assignments, So a student would go in and they would click the video, and they can make it bigger at the bottom, make it full screen.
Hi, welcome to Math Antics. In the last video, we
So the
learned
video
how
will
easy it is to
play
add and
until they
subtract
get to the
fractions
first
that have the
question.
same bottom number. We call those like fractions. But often you'll be asked to add or subtract fractions that have different bottom numbers, or
So you can see this is the first question that pops up, and it says, what is 4 nines plus 1 9? So the student would select their answer, and if they put 5 nines, they would put the check mark and hit submit. They can also rewatch that segment if they didn't understand from the lesson. And so you can see, they see right away that they got the question correct, and they continue.
one-like fractions. And we learned that the only way we can do that is to change our fractions so that they do have the same bottom number. Oh,
And this next question is the note that pops up, and it says, if fractions have the same denominator, they are like terms. So you don't have to put in questions, you can also put in notes.
all right then. How do we do that? How can we change two unlike
At the
fractions
bottom, you
into
can
two
turn
like
on the
fractions?
closed
How do we
captioning
get our fractions
so that
to have a
students
common
can read
denominator?
the words.
The answer
You
is
also
we need to use
can
equivalent fractions.
Notice how you
You
can
remember what
not
fractions
skip.
are.
You see how I'm
They're
clicking
value.
here, but it's not allowing me to
like
skip.
1/2
So
and 2/4.
EdPuzzle prevents
They
students
both
from
represent
skipping.
1/2.
So they
with
have to
different
watch
numbers.
the video,
Well,
and they
now
have to
we
get
have
through
two
all of the
unlike
questions
fractions that
in
we
order
need
for
to
the
add.
video to
If we can
submit.
find equivalent fractions,
So they-
let's use instead.
It keeps their
And
attention
if
because
those two
they're
equivalent
glued
fractions
to
had
the
the
actual
same bottom
video
numbers
because they
as
have
each
to
other,
watch it in order
then
to
we'd be all set.
have the video
We
submit at
have
the
two
end.
like fractions, and we could add them using our procedure.
So now when we get
Okay.
to the next question, it's going to pop up, and it says, which fractions can we add? Let's say we wanted to answer the question wrong, for example. The student would see they got the question wrong, and it was 0 points out of 100.
Okay, but how do we find equivalent fractions that have a common denominator or the same
So
bottom?
there are several
Well,
types
there's
of
two main
questions
ways
that
of doing it.
EdPuzzles have.
In this
They have
video,
multiple
we're only
choice,
going to learn
they
the
have
first way of
open
doing it.
response,
I
which you
like
have
to
to
call
grade
this way
yourself,
finding the
and they
easiest
have
common
notes,
denominator.
which you can put in
In
notes
the next
if you
video,
just want
we'll
students
talk about
to
another method that some
highlight
of you may
something,
have already
if you
heard
want
of.
to highlight
It's
something
called
for your
finding
students
the
that's
least
important for them to understand.
Okay, so how does this
So
easiest
hopefully
common
this
denominator
helped you
work?
see
Well,
what the
even though
student
this is an
view
easy
is
method,
like.
it might sound a little complicated.
So it might have been hard for you to hear me narrating over the video, but some just key points to what I was saying was that students can't skip. So when you saw me clicking on the video, I can't actually get to the end. So that's the problem that I found with students during the summer. Before I was using EdPuzzle, I had just uploaded my own videos. But again, I don't know if students were watching them or if they weren't watching them. With this, I know they're watching them because I actually can see how much time they spent watching each video. For example, sometimes students would email me and say, I watched the video, but it didn't submit. It didn't submit because they didn't watch the entire video. And you can see that on EdPuzzle when a student maybe only watched 3 minutes of a 5-minute video. You can actually see how long students are watching videos. So that's really important because now you know that your students are at least watching them. Another thing is that you can't click another browser. It's almost like a lockdown browser in a sense, because once a student was to go open a new tab, the video stops on EdPuzzle. So they can't just open up a new tab and let the video play. They actually have to be watching the video or at least have it on the main screen. So essentially they could play it and walk in another room, but they can't play it and open up another tab. So it does keep their attention. And if you do embed questions or even notes, you know they're at least watching that because they can't get to the next section without either answering the question or viewing the note. Does anyone have any questions about what I talked about the student experience? We are going to have a time at the end to have an open forum, but if you had like a quick question. Okay, so I will pass it over to Professor Smith. And I will stop sharing.
All right. Let me share my screen. Okay, so we should have the presentation up there. So now we're going to take a look at some of the nuts and bolts of EdPuzzle. And we'll begin with the most basic task, which is how you would search or compile videos in EdPuzzle. So I'm going to pull up my EdPuzzle account. You guys see my EdPuzzle account now? Yes, great. So I'm logged into EdPuzzle, I have an account, and the default that you get when you first log in is you're brought to what's called your content area. And this is the area that compiles the videos that are in your specific, that you've saved for yourself. And so you can see here how I have multiple folders for videos. I have over 200 videos in my account, which will probably continue to grow as I continue to use it with more courses. But let's just say that I'm looking for something in my account. They're in folders, but maybe I just want to do a quick search for videos in my account that I have on distance. So there's the 4 videos that I have in my account. This is in my content area. Which you don't have to do a search. Your work is probably going to be organized, so you can also just go to where you think it is in the folder, which for me, my distance videos are in this particular folder, but you can see here, not only do I have distance videos, I have all the videos for this particular section. But most likely, if you are in EdPuzzle at this point and you haven't been using it consistently, you're not going to be searching your content. You're probably going to be searching for new videos. So how do you get new videos? So let's just say you are interested in searching for new videos on jellyfish. At the top of the screen here, there's a search bar for EdPuzzle, and I'm just going to type in jellyfish, and then I'm going to do a search. And then what comes up are some recommended videos that are going to be in multiple channels. So first here you have 6 videos, although there's definitely more. If you say see more, you'll get more videos. These first 6 videos you see here are in the channel for EdPuzzle. Now the channel for EdPuzzle are going to be video lessons that other teachers have created. Now that doesn't necessarily mean they created that video, but what it means is they saved the video to their account, they copied it, and they may have added questions to the video. They may have cut parts of the video out, but whatever it is, they made it theirs. That's what's going to be in the EdPuzzle channel. If I scroll down a little bit, there's the YouTube channel. There's also other popular channels that you can search directly in EdPuzzle, but here you're going to get videos from YouTube that have not been edited by teachers. So even though teachers may have used the video, this is going to be the original video. If you want to start from scratch, you can use that. All right, so you can also, let's say, maybe you want to look at other channels. On the left side of the screen here, there's a title that says popular channels. You can see here, EdPuzzle, we got hits from that that's showing. YouTube, is there anything under Khan Academy? No. Khan Academy apparently doesn't teach about jellyfish, which we would expect. National Geographic, yes, you're going to get hits from National Geographic, which makes sense. So you don't have to search outside of EdPuzzle if you want to use videos from YouTube or TED Talk or things that are popular. All of those things can be searched directly in EdPuzzle. But as Barbara was talking about earlier, she made videos. And perhaps she made her videos and those videos are maybe housed in YouTube and she already has the URL for it. So let's say I already have a video that I want to use. I have a URL for it, or it's saved to my computer, but I'm going to use the URL. I'm going to take that URL that I'm already know for this video, and I'm going to just paste it in the search bar, and I'm going to search for it. And that's the video. This is the video on jellyfish that I absolutely love in my fictitious world. And what view you see here, this is called the editing view. And what it has done was basically EdPuzzle found the video, it saved it to my content area, and it put me directly into editing mode. Now, whether or not I want to edit at this point doesn't really make a difference. I can edit if I want to, which I can shorten the video at this point. I can add questions. Even though it says voiceover, unfortunately, YouTube doesn't allow voiceovers for their videos anymore because of their privacy policy. But you can do notes and add audio to the notes. But nonetheless, you have the option to edit now if you want to, or you can just say finish, and you can edit it later. Now, one thing that I like to do at this point is when I know there's a video that I like, even though it's already saved to my account, I'm gonna scroll down just a little bit. Below the video is going to list other people who are in EdPuzzle already with the same video. Now, sometimes I get no hits, but this time I have it says 91 other video versions are already in EdPuzzle. And what's really nice about this is they also already have questions, which is like, thank you. So I can look here, Kelly has a video. Now compare this to the original. The original video says 3 minutes and 57 seconds. Kelly's video is 3 minutes and 36 seconds, which means she cut the video. No problem. If you like her questions, you can choose to uncut her video. So you don't have to keep someone else's cuts. You can always put the portions back that they took out. But she has 4 questions. I tend to find people that have a lot of questions, and then I can just delete the ones that I don't like. So here's this Jeff person. They have 13 questions. They have 1 audio note. I'm interested. I'm going to click them. I like to check to see on the right side of the screen, you can see here what type of questions they picked. My preference is I prefer multiple choice questions, open-ended occasionally, but they can be a little bit of a pain in the butt to grade afterward. So this person, they're flowing with multiple choice. I like them. So now I have to make a choice. Do I want to watch the video now? I can do that, and it doesn't make a copy. Do I want to edit the video? That oftentimes is my preference. I prefer to edit because I can watch the video and edit simultaneously, but it does make a copy into your My Content. Or if I'm really just trying to compile videos, maybe I'm just going to say copy. I'm going to say copy. And it looks like nothing happened, but what it did do was it put a copy of the video in my content area. So if I go back to content and click on my content, I can see now I have 2 copies of the video. One from the original, which I don't really need anymore. I can delete it if I want to. And then I have the video that I copied from Jeff. So I can choose to edit, or I can find more videos on jellyfish, or maybe more videos on other fish. I'm going to find more videos on jellyfish for whatever reason that I need more videos. I don't know. But let's say I do need more videos on jellyfish. So I did a search for jellyfish, and I want what National Geographic has. So I clicked on National Geographic, and I'm just going to click this video, this video, this video, and that video. And I'm going to say that I want those videos, and I'm just going to say copy all. It moved those 4 videos into my content area. So if I go to my content area, here I have these 6 videos that I just recently put in. Now you can see how this can start to get a bit overwhelming, because once you start getting a lot of videos, you really need to have a way to organize yourself. And so what I'm going to do is actually put these videos, I'm checking them all, and I want to move them to a folder. Once you click a video, you're going to have options that pop up, and I'm going to say move to folder, and I'm actually going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call it jellyfish. And I'm clicking on that folder and saying move. So that's going to be important for me so that I don't have just 200 videos not organized in any way. And so that's something you want to think about when if you start using EdPuzzle, how are you going to organize your videos? So you can see here, I have my videos organized by homework assignments. So you can see here going from 2 to 37, but maybe you might have your videos organized by week, by unit. Smaller chunks are better. Some of my colleagues put their videos in folders. So this particular folder is just for practice because I don't do this, but many of my colleagues do. So if I click here, if this is a particular folder, inside of the folder, they'll name their videos in such a way where these 6 videos, they number it video number 1, video number 2, video number 3, 4, 5, and 6, so that the order of the videos is already predetermined and helps them organize as well. So our recommendation is that you organize by folders, and then you have a way of figuring out how you're putting them up in a particular order into EdPuzzle. And so just to reiterate what Barbara had asked before, she said, do you have to put questions in the video? No, you don't have to put questions in the video. You can just put a note in the video. We do recommend that you put questions in your video. If you copy someone's video that you don't like all of their questions, you can delete them. But we do recommend that you put questions in the video and put at least 4, so that if a student gets one of the questions wrong, they're not given a 0, even though they did watch the video. So we'll take questions on that you may have.
I guess I have a question. So I teach at more than one institution, but I primarily teach anatomy physiology. Is it capable that between 2 different learning management systems, I flip between Canvas here and Blackboard at another institution, that I can still have those same videos that I curated and have the integrations work separately without confusing a grade book or things of that nature, or does it not work that way?
I can answer that. There's yes and no. If you have, and I'll address creating the account, Canvas, and all that stuff when I'm up in about a minute. You can create your videos in EdPuzzle, name them how you want to name them, and they're gonna have your name with it. However, when you make your account for CCP, it is going and integrate it to CCP's Canvas. That is going to be specifically for CCP.
Got it.
If you have a second EdPuzzle account that is linked, that you can absolutely make and link to another university and integrate through Blackboard, you can then go in from that account, search for the videos you made, and copy them over.
Okay, so it's like a double hit price.
Kind of.
For that to work.
The integration is going to be separate. I know some people have asked some questions about cost, and there is a possibility that CCP will cover a few people. The FNMT department does have funds for that, and we're happy to share. It's not going to work for another school though. So like CCP is not going to.
Of course.
You see what I mean? So
yeah.
You won't have to recreate the videos because you've created them. Now they're out there in the internet universe and you can go find them again from another account.
Okay. And my second question is, I am also a course creator for the other institution. And so how does that work if you create a shell that other instructors, they may just walk into and teach? Will they still have the same capability of having those grades collected? Like the video's already chosen, they didn't have to do any of the design work, it's already integrated. Is that still able to be done if you're course designing and then passing it on to a walk-in instructor?
So unfortunately, if you link EdPuzzle and Canvas, and like, for example, if you were going to give, I know we did this like with 016 where it was like, okay, we have this shell, somebody can pull the Canvas shell and they have exactly what it is. The EdPuzzle videos will not come with it. You have to go and create your EdPuzzle account, because what you're doing is you are linking the two accounts, and your videos are owned by you. And if you're allowing other people to copy that, they can copy that in EdPuzzle, and then they have to link their EdPuzzle account with their Canvas account.
Understood. Okay, thank you.
And I know Dr. Paul kind of addressed that earlier, just about like the setup is for one course. And if you're gonna have to set up a new course, you have to do it all over again. So it's not a perfect system, but it definitely, it's better than what we have.
Once you set it up, it's very smooth, but it's not trivial to set it up.
Yeah.
One thing to know.
Share one more thing. Was there another question?
No, one thing to note is that if you are at CCP and you are teaching the same class, you can merge your classes together, and then you only have to upload the EdPuzzles once if they're the exact same class and using the exact same videos. So for example, I have 4 sections of 17. So I just merged all 4 sections of 17 together in Canvas. And so I only had to upload my EdPuzzle videos once for all 4 sections. So there are some ways to get around not having to do it per class if you teach the same sections.
Yeah. So one thing that I forgot to mention, that there is a Community College of Philadelphia channel. And so on the left, you see here, Community College of Philadelphia. If I click on there, it'll populate with all the videos that are in Community College of Philadelphia user accounts. But maybe you want to search a specific instructor. So at the top right, it says 21 teachers at CCP. So if I click there, you can see the accounts of faculty at CCP. So maybe I want to look at what videos Teresa Marinucci has. If I click on her, it'll populate with her videos. Now, it'll only show the videos that she's chosen to make public. So if you don't want to share your videos with other people in your department, then you make them private and then they can't search for them. But she's made these public, so I don't know, maybe I want to search for videos on plasma. So you can see here, there's 3 videos that she has under her account. And if I don't know her personally, but if I did, and I know she does great work, perhaps I want to copy her videos. So keep that in mind, that you do have an option of making your videos public or private. If they're public, then anyone can go in to copy them. If they're private, then no one can go in to copy them. And that is that.
I have a question.
Go for it.
Yes. I want to ask about is it possible to combine like 2 different YouTube video and put it in MP4 formats, and too, is it allowed? And also, how does the copyright law
So
applies
that's,
here?
yeah, that's beyond EdPuzzle. What you're doing in EdPuzzle is taking something you've already created and importing it. So you can import a URL. If you have a video saved to your computer, you can upload it. So any of that behind the scenes work of how you got the video is separate. What you're doing with EdPuzzle is you're taking a video that you already have or somebody already has, and you're importing it or you're searching for it and adding questions to it that you may want to or not, adding notes to it, etc. That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is it on me now?
Yeah.
All right. It's not letting me share screen.
All right, you should be good to go.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So everybody can see my screen? Yeah, okay. So I'm Dr. Oxter. I'm gonna go over, and I've already gotten a couple questions about this in the chat. So how do you create an account in EdPuzzle, syncing EdPuzzle in Canvas, how you create the assignment with the EdPuzzle in it, and subscription costs. So I'm actually gonna go out of this PowerPoint. We do have steps on how to set up, but EdPuzzle actually has their own videos on EdPuzzle resources in YouTube. So a lot of the questions, some of the questions that you guys have asked already, some questions that you're probably gonna have later on, EdPuzzle has probably already answered them for you. So if you go on YouTube and search, or if you go into EdPuzzle, there's a instructor resources button, which is where I got this link from. So I'm gonna share this video with you.
Ready to discover the world
Can
of
hear it?
video learning with EdPuzzle? Creating an account is quick, easy, and free. To get started, head to edpuzzle.com and click on the Sign Up button. Then select the I'm a Teacher option. Now you have two choices. The first is to sign in with Google. Perfect if your school uses Google Classroom. All you have to do is click on the Sign in with Google button and select your Google account. The second option is to sign up with EdPuzzle and create a username and password.
This would be my suggestion is even if you have like a Gmail, I would sign up with EdPuzzle because you're creating your EdPuzzle account. I would use my CCP email address because that's what's going to help the reps behind the scenes make sure that they are putting you in the Community College of Philadelphia group.
Click on the button to get started, then enter your name, email address, and choose a password. If you have a referral code from a fellow teacher, now it's the time to enter it to get your extra storage space.
You don't need to do this yet. I am going to go over, how to, merge it with CCP and if any of our funds can be used for you.
Check the boxes based on your preferences, click on Create a New Account, and you're in. Now it's time to choose your school. Type in your school name, find it in the drop-down menu, choose the subject that you teach, and click on Join School. If you're the first teacher from your school to sign up for EdPuzzle, or you are a private tutor, a homeschool instructor, a corporate trainer, or currently unemployed, just select the Add New School option and enter your information. Now all you have to do is verify your email address by going to your inbox and clicking on the link in the verification email from EdPuzzle. Great! Now your EdPuzzle account is all set up. Don't miss the other videos on our YouTube channel to learn how to make any video your lesson with EdPuzzle.
So this is kind of what I mean. There are a lot of different things. Yusefa went over, how do you find a video that's already been created? You can also upload videos that you've made, and they have videos on showing you guys how to do that. The next thing I want to go over is integrating EdPuzzle into Canvas. And EdPuzzle already has a video for that as well.
Here in EdPuzzle, we are super excited that you decided to use the awesome integration that we have with Canvas. In this short video, we are going to explain you how it works. Both the teacher and the administrator can install the EdPuzzle integration with Canvas. They just need to follow these easy steps. The first step will be to go to your course and click Settings. Once there, click the Apps tab and search for EdPuzzle. Once you add the app, a pop-up window will ask for the secret and the consumer key. Don't worry, they're really easy to get. You just need to go to your EdPuzzle account and click to your profile on the top right corner. Here, you have to select the School tab, and at the bottom of it, you will find the information for your Canvas integration.
I will mention, we have set this up with part-timers before, and you might need to give EdPuzzle a cooling off period when you've made your account. You might have to give it an hour to let things settle, or like 5 minutes for your account to like officially be created. So if it doesn't let you do that right away, give it an hour.
The only information requested is your domain. You can usually find it in the URL that you use to access your Canvas account. Then you simply have to copy the secret and the consumer key and paste it in the pop-up window in Canvas. Once you have this, click Add App and complete the integration. Congrats, you have EdPuzzle connected to your Canvas account. How do you assign an EdPuzzle video using Canvas? You have to follow the same process as any assignment that you have created in the past in Canvas. Add a title, write any description or information you want to include for your students, and when you get to the submission type, make sure to select External Tool and search for EdPuzzle. A pop-up window will show you all the videos that you have saved in your EdPuzzle account. You can pick any video you want, and then just click Assign. Once you have completed the assignment, save and publish to share with your students. How does it look from a student point of view? It couldn't be easier. Students do not have to create another account. They just click on the video to start watching, and they will have to respond to the questions you embedded. It's as simple as watching a YouTube video. That's awesome, right? You know what is better? All your students' progress will be automatically synced with your Canvas gradebook. So every video that you assign to your students will have a grade. I want you to remember 3 things from this video. First, it's really easy to assign a video with this integration. You can finally use more videos with your students. EdPuzzle empowers you to connect with the YouTube generation. Second, students do not need another account. Do not worry about another username and password your students will have to remember. They just click and watch the lesson. And 3, the student's progress is automatically synced with your Canvas gradebook. It's a time saver.
So to kind of look at what this looks like from the teacher side just a little bit more, I know Yusefa went through like what it looks like in EdPuzzle, and they did show how to create an assignment, but I'm actually going to go through one with you right now in my course. So this is an active course to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like in Canvas. And I will warn, the first time you make an assignment in Canvas, it's probably going to ask you to sign in to your EdPuzzle to really finish that single sign-on. But I have my weeks are in my modules, and I have my course videos here. Yusefa pointed out, you're going to figure out your organization based on what you want to do. I know Yusefa has her like whole list of her courses and she doesn't number them. I have a terrible memory. I won't remember what I put where. So I number all my videos. It also helps me decide what I want the sequence to be, because I think especially for foundational math, you know, we want them looking at certain things so in a certain order. So I have mine titled based on the week, the course, and the number, and this is all going to change for the spring. But if you want to look at an already created video, I've already linked these. If I go in and look at a video that my students are supposed to have watched by tonight, this is my video. I can do a quick glance, and you'll notice this is different than what the students see. So this kind of freaked us out our first time in EdPuzzle or integrating it, because we're like, this isn't what the students see. So for the instructor, you will see which students watched it, and you can see not a lot of my students have started their videos this week. And I can see which students have already completed it. I can see when they watched it. I can see what their scores are already. I can see, you can see the different percentages. And this is based on my questions. So I can look at specific questions, and something I really like, the grading part from the instructor side, is these ones, you can see these multiple choice ones. These are red because only 28 out of 61 students have gotten it right. Now, this is a little false because most of the students haven't watched it yet. So by tomorrow, this is going to be slightly more informative. Same with these. If you were to have an open-ended question, you would see there would be a blue button up here that said 61 unanswered or ungraded responses. And then you as the instructor can go in and grade those. So that, to kind of go back to Professor Hearn's question, if you have videos that you're like, I want to make sure my students have watched these, you could embed questions in that EdPuzzle. I call them paying attention questions, because I'll have stuff in my video, like the definition of a simplified fraction, and I will put as an open-ended question, according to the video, what is the definition of a simplified fraction? And you can go through those, because that's not a question of do you know it or not, it's were you paying attention or not. So I like to put those kinds in there. You can grade these a couple different ways. You could go in here if you had just into the assignment to grade open response. You can also see that there is going to be an EdPuzzle tab in your navigation. So if you go into there, that's going to show you every EdPuzzle video that you have connected in your course. And so this is typically what I do, is on Wednesdays I go and I grade all the unanswered or ungraded open-ended questions. It'll take a second to reboot, but I can see these and I can go and finish grading these open-ended questions that way. So to just reiterate how you put one of these videos into your course, I'm going to go into modules. So I'm going to go to my week 14. And I'm going to add in a fake assignment, but you can just hit add assignment, and it's going to be a new assignment. And I'm just going to say fake final exam prep video. Okay. And this is just like any assignment in Canvas. I'm going to click on my assignment. I'm going to go to edit. You could just put the video in. I like to put some sort of description. So all of mine have a similar description, which is, watch the video, be sure to take notes, answer the questions as they are being graded for accuracy. I also have in there in my typical ones to make sure that you watch the video all the way till the end. You can decide your points. All my videos are all worth 20 points. I'm going to put them into my participation and attendance. And for submission type, as they said in the video, you're going to go to external tool. I don't type in anything here. I just go to find, and you'll scroll down and you'll see EdPuzzle there. So as I said, the first time you do this, you'll probably have to do your sign in. I have all my videos in folders, but I did grab a fake final exam prep one for this one. So I'm just going to click here. Yep, that's it. Assign. A lot of the times you will see a lot of the videos have closed captioning, and I know that there is, we're supposed to have, all of our videos are supposed to have closed captioning, so that's definitely something you want to make sure you look for. So I'm gonna hit assign, select. We have it as allowed as unlimited attempts. I'm gonna make this due tomorrow. It's available starting today. Professor Clark talked about this before. If you want to just leave this open, they can go back and watch it. It's going to be late. We would leave it like this. If you want to say this is only available until December 9th, and after the 9th they can't see it, you could do that as well. I don't typically do that. And then you would hit save and publish, or just save. I don't want to publish this because it is fake. But you can see it's up there. Clearly no students have watched it because it's not published yet. So, so creating the account in EdPuzzle, we have the video for that, and you can always go back and take a look at that. Syncing our EdPuzzle to the Canvas, you really just need to go in Canvas and enable the app, and then use your codes to connect, which are auto-generated. Creating the assignment in Canvas, I just went over. Subscription costs, we kind of, as Cynthia mentioned earlier, you can start this whenever you want. You can go into EdPuzzle, you can make your account. There is a reason we did that first, is because you do not need to sync this to Canvas in order to start compiling your videos and making stuff. Honestly, I would suggest going into EdPuzzle first and starting to like kind of play around in it and create some stuff. You get up to 20 videos for free. Once you pass that point, you have two options. You can pay for a pro account where you get unlimited videos. That's, you pay out of pocket, which is what a couple of us did for a little while. And it's, I want to say it's like a $9.95 or $11.95. It's something, yeah, $9.95. It's something like that per month. So you could do that. You could talk to your department head, see if you could get reimbursed for it. The second option is the FNMT department. We have up to 99 instructors because we pushed to get funding for this because so many of us use it. We do not have 99 instructors at the moment who are using it. You could see there was 21 for the entire college. So I am the liaison for the FNMT department to the EdPuzzle people, and our department head, Mamadou Kane, did discuss the possibility of allowing other people from other departments to get in on our pro account. So we don't want to just give it out to everybody because we are only limited to 99. But if this is something that you see that you really feel like you do want to use for the spring, my suggestion is go into EdPuzzle, start creating your account, get to your 20, and then please contact me, and Professor Kane and I can kind of see what we can do about making it available for other people in other departments. So I think that's all I have. Before we switch back, I believe, to Ashley, does anybody have questions on that part?
Put your email in the chat, Abby, in case anybody wants to email you once they get their 20.
Yeah, I don't believe there is the referral code. I think is more for, you know, if you're trying to give credit to somebody else for introducing you to EdPuzzle. I feel like there was something we were given in the spring when they were trying to give us, you know, they gave us access to the pro account, I want to say for like a month or so in the spring. But the referral code is optional. So I don't believe you need that.
You only need the referral code if you wanted to get more storage and you wanted to do it for free. Like if you give it to somebody, a friend, and they sign up, then you get more videos for your account. Yeah. But if you're going to be using through our department, then you wouldn't have to do that. So that's up to you. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen when
I'll stop my share.
Okay. And so Dr. Paul and I are going to go over the quick tips. Okay, so one tip in EdPuzzle, you can add quizzes, notes, including audio. So Professor Smith kind of mentioned this before about being able to add audio notes. So if you don't want to type the note out, or you want to just, sometimes the students like to hear your voice, especially because they're not seeing us face to face. So if you want to give a familiarity, you can use your voice, and you can just put a voiceover audio note in your EdPuzzle videos. So I like to do that in my videos. Sometimes at the end, I'll say, if you have any questions, please email me, and then I'll give my email. Or maybe I said, how did you like this video? Email me if you like the video. But sometimes I just like to put my own personal touch on the video. So that's totally up to you, but you can do that. You also can do multiple choice questions, again, open-ended questions, and you can make comments on the video. I'm not sure if we mentioned this, but once students respond in Canvas, you can actually make comments on their questions. So sometimes you'll have the students who don't pay attention to the video and they just write anything. If you have an open-ended question and I said, what is 1 + 1? Instead of them writing 2, they might just write NA because they're not paying attention. You can actually go back and make a comment on that and say, I know you know what 1 + 1 is, you know, whatever you want to give as your response, but you can make comments and the students can see the comments that you're making on those questions. So those are nice too, because if you don't understand why a student is saying what they're saying in their open response, you can also make a comment to get further information and then ask them maybe to email you. Number 2, EdPuzzle, you cannot skip, right? It prevents you from skipping, which is good. So that's a good feature, like we said before, because a lot of times when students are watching videos, they'll be distracted or doing other things, and they'll just try to get through the video. But with EdPuzzle, it prevents you from skipping. So you have to watch the whole entire video that you've assigned them. Also, when you're playing your video, students cannot go to other browsers. So if you've ever used a lockdown browser before, it's similar, not quite the same, obviously. But if a student goes to another tab, it will stop them from viewing the video, and wherever they left off in the video will stop. And then once they go back to the tab with EdPuzzle on it, then the video will keep playing again. So that's a really nice feature, because at least you know that they're having it on their screen. Now you don't know if they're letting it play and they're you know, playing PS4 in the background, but you do know that they at least have it on their screen and they're not doing other tabs and not doing other work. So
can I speak on that real quick, Ashley, because I think that's a good point, and what Professor Hearn was saying earlier just made me think of that. I know, like, I've done trainings where it's like, I've done this training a year ago, I still know what this is, where it plays the video, like a 30-minute video, and you can walk away, let it play for 30 minutes, and then come back and answer the question. Our videos tend to be pretty short, and I know that we put questions in like 30 seconds have gone by, 15 seconds have gone by. It's more annoying for the student to walk away. It's just easier for them to sit there. So if you do have like longer videos, my suggestion would be like to put in just notes or anything that's gonna stop, pause them, and kind of prevent them from walking away. I think it's really helpful for that.
I think they appreciate it, tell you the truth. It forces them to do it, and it forces them to, you know, activate long-term knowledge.
Yeah, that's a good point. Also, Abby, about the length of the videos. You don't want them to be too lengthy, because then they will walk away and just let it play. And then, you know, they still have to come back to answer the questions if you put them in. But the shorter the videos, like 5 minutes, I usually make my videos 5 minutes or less, because then students are like, they understand it, they can, and they'll rewatch it. They're not going to rewatch a 30-minute video.
Yeah. I mean, I would just say there is a kind of a workaround. It's when you're playing an EdPuzzle video, you cannot open another tab. However, you could open up a new browser.
Right.
I mean, but you know, I mean, I wouldn't tell them that you know, if they figured it out at some point. So, but it doesn't matter. They still have to stick around and answer the questions.
You want to go over the last 2 tips, Cynthia?
Oh, the screen is gone.
Oh, it is? Okay, you want to share your screen or you want me to share mine?
You can go ahead. You can do it. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so the 4th one is when you integrate EdPuzzle with Canvas, the assignment would automatically grade if you use multiple choice questions. Open-ended responses have to be graded manually. So the first time I used EdPuzzle, I used a lot of open response questions because in math, you want to actually see the students' work. So what I would have students do is upload their work that they were working on for the question. And it was nice to have the open response because at least I know that they're, writing it out, not just guessing the answer with multiple choice, but it is very taxing when you're grading. So just keep that in mind. If you have 100 students or more, and you have even one open response question for all 100, that's 100 open response questions that you have to grade. So even if you have 5, that's 500 open response questions you have to grade. So keep that in mind when assigning open response, that if you're giving an open response, but maybe it doesn't matter what the students are writing, you can grade all open response at one time and just grade them all as correct. If it doesn't matter to you whether the student got it right or wrong, it's like an opinion type of open response, then that doesn't matter. You can put as many of those in as you want because you can just hit grade all as correct and one button, and in 10 seconds, all of them are graded as correct. So you can do that as well. But if you actually have to read each response and give this is correct or this is not correct, then you want to keep in mind what type of questions you're embedding in your EdPuzzle videos.
Yeah, I mean, I personally like the true false multiple choice because it is very difficult to grade, and then you want to get it in a timely manner. The other thing is they don't have that immediate response, right? When it's multiple choice, they get the immediate response, and it open-ended, it's not the case. So,
right.
And the 4 of us have used a lot of videos with a lot of questions. So it's not like just one video and, once in a week or something. We're using it a lot.
Right.
There is a feedback feature for multiple choice and open-ended. So you can kind of do an immediate feedback for open response if you're looking for something specific. I've used this example before, but I'll ask them, like, according to the video, what's the definition of a simplified fraction? And in the feedback, you could put the answer, so they will see the answer after they hit submit. But then it's on you to type that in. Whereas with the multiple choice, it's automatic and they can see.
Right. If you want, you can remove the entire audio track of a video and record your voice explaining everything students are watching. So like Yusefa said, you can't do that with YouTube anymore. But with other style videos, you could voice over another teacher's video. Let's say you really like their video, like their graphics, but you would rather use your own voice. You could voice over their entire video with what you want to say to their video. So that's nice if you maybe don't have time to create an entire video, but you also want to personalize it and use your own voice. And if you can't do it because it's a YouTube video, you can use the tip Yusefa said about using the audio notes.
Yeah, once you get started, you'll find it's pretty easy and it's pretty friendly, and I think you'll like it. It's like hard not to. And you can start small. You can start with a video that just maybe explains about your class, but you making sure that they stop every now and then and check in. So like I said, you can start small and then build up. And some of you, like Professor Hearn, right? She said she had made all these videos, so she's in a perfect position to utilize it.
Right. And if you are doing short videos, you probably will be assigning a lot more videos to your students. On average, I assign anywhere between 10 to 20 videos each week, each module. I have my weeks broken down I have my work broken down week by week. And so students are watching anywhere from 10 to 20 videos, depending on the content, on top of their homework. But this way, I'm ensuring that students are actually watching the videos and understanding. And I will say, I don't have the data on it, but I will say that I can tell that students are performing better because I'm getting less questions in my email regarding content because they're actually watching the content versus before using EdPuzzle, I would get questions all the time about videos I assigned that were right in the video, but they never watched it, so they didn't know. But now, because they're watching it, I actually get less questions, and actually more students want to meet with me to discuss what they did watch when they were on their EdPuzzle video, and they'll reference certain teachers that they like. They'll say Mr. Witt, or the Fort Bend Tutoring, which is Mr. Witt's videos, or Math Antics. I like the Math Antic video. And when I get that feedback, I'm able to then choose more of those type of videos for my students moving forward.
So the best thing is to get started.
Yeah.
Do we have any other questions? We'll be glad to take questions that you guys may have. I think this is the end of our presentation.
I have a question. I tried to search under YouTube for Mr. Witt and couldn't come up with anything. What's
Mr. Witt.
It's Fort Bend Tutoring, FORTBEND. I'll put it in the chat.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, he has his own channel. And actually a lot of my students have subscribed to his channel, and they can like search for videos within that. But yeah, it's if you Google Fort Bend Tutoring, that's how you'll find it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And why students like his videos so much, and just, this could be a math thing, but he goes over the practice. And so students are, yes, they need to know terminology, and there are videos that we put about that, but because he goes straight into the problem, students are able to just watch that type of video over and over again because he's going over math problems and he's animated.
He's funny. He's enjoyable. But you know, I mean, there's a bunch of ones that are really good.
Yeah.
So you'll find that too when you look at them. And you can cut them. I think we said that in it, but you can cut it off. You can cut in the middle. You can cut at the beginning or the end if there's stuff that you just don't want and you want to. So you can. It's real easy to do. The kind of modifying you can do. It's real easy to do.
Any other questions?
I do want to thank Eric because he originally came with this idea to our department. And then I just researched it one day, started the ball rolling, and then it just was like a snowball effect for our department. And it has been really, really nice thing for the foundational mathematics department. So we're hopeful that other departments will use it as well, because not only is it great for us, but more importantly, it's great for our students. And we want to hold them accountable. So this is a way to do that.